Is on. So, okay, guys. So this is your last class. So I'm going to try to make this as I realize at the end of the year, all you guys are like phased out because you guys are thinking, what am I going to do after this? How am I going to make money? I have no money. And real life is about to start once again after this fun year. So I'll try to make this as interactive as possible. I think it's a good class to end on, is that missions. My goal here is not to make anybody here a missionary. My hope is that you guys, wherever you end up in life, continue on with the mission of God, and we'll kind of see through this book and through this study the difference between mission of God, which is the evangelization and the discipleship of all people everywhere, and what missions is and how that kind of fits into the overall mission. So wherever you guys go out from here, whether it's the middle of nowhere to unreached people groups, or whether it's working a corporate job in an office somewhere, to bring that gospel to every circle that we end up in. So if you guys, well, you guys already know me, right? Everybody was here last time with the short. You're a newer face, aren't you? Or were you here in the fall? You were here? You're new. Somebody was missing when I was here. What's your name?
My name is Melina. I joined
Melina.
the second semester.
Okay, well, congratulations on being here.
I actually was here for a day of your class.
Yeah, I thought I recognized your face. Okay, cool. Okay, so just preface for folks who don't know, I'm local here. My wife and I have been married for 8 years, almost. And we have 5 kids. We have the twins. They'll be coming and visiting. We aren't staying here for the week, but they'll poke their head in and stuff. And most people are more excited to meet my kids than they are me. So, and they're more interesting than me. So we'll be poking our heads in. I go to Fairview Loop Baptist. Jeremiah joins us, and Melody joins us, and a couple others have poked their head in. Been here all my life, getting ready to move to Kodiak to take a pastoral position there. My wife and I, we were planning on going to Central Asia as missionaries, and just through the size of our family and where we're at in our life stage, we're kind of postponing that for the time being. So our heart is in missions and missionary work. I've worked out in various villages throughout the state, partnering alongside long-term missionaries. I've gone overseas a couple times to Southeast Asia and to some other countries, and Ghana as well. And so have some missions experience working alongside, like I said, long-term missionaries, and hopefully, and then I went to school to study missiology. And so hopefully there's some knowledge of repository in my brain that will be applicable to you guys. Yeah. I did drop out. I said I attended and studied. I didn't say I graduated. So there's a difference. And here's a fun fact for you. If you say I studied somewhere, people never ask if you graduated in job interviews. And so you can get jobs if you guys go and attend. You can say I studied somewhere, and they will never ask if you actually graduated, and you will secure jobs you are not qualified for. So.
Wait, what jobs have you gotten that you didn't qualify?
I got a position at a private Christian school under the guise that it was assumed that I was working on my master's, and I didn't have my bachelor's. Actually, it was right after I had dropped out of Bible school, and they had asked, "Where did you go to school?" And so I said, "This college," and they hired me. And I was originally a substitute teacher, and then one of their teachers resigned, and so I got his position as their Bible teacher. And well into the second semester, I'm sitting with the principal, and he said, "So how's your master's coming along?" I said, "I don't have my bachelor's." And he closes the door and he says, "Don't tell anybody that," because this is a private institution and parents are expecting a lot out of the teachers. And so didn't get fired for it. But anyway, all of that to say, that's kind of where I come from. Yeah. So I like to start every class just to open the air, or if for any questions, if there's any questions that you guys have that has to do with anything, and this kind of reins in people's minds and my mind to get off of rabbit trails, and it gives you guys an opportunity to burn anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes talking about whatever you want to. Are there any questions you guys have with the Bible or from previous classes or just in church or anything like that? Yeah.
Since I wasn't able to attend last semester's class from you, I'm going to ask you a question I ask every teacher. Can you give
Okay.
us the gospel in a minute?
Yeah, the gospel in the minute. Yeah, so God is the creator of all things. He made mankind and everything that we see and everything that's unseen. And therefore, because he made everything, he has a claim over all of creation and us individually. We as man, that was a quick minute. We as man have rebelled against him in all facets, in all ways, that we as individuals and we as creation have decided to say no to God and his created order, and we have worshiped the things that he created instead. In doing so, we have sinned against him, and that has earned us eternal damnation. And because of that, because God is perfect and holy and just, he cannot be around anything that is evil and wicked, earning us that death, and that's why we physically die. He promised mankind, if you sin, you will die. He, in the fullness of time, appointed a way that we would be saved, and that was through Jesus. Now, Jesus was the firstborn of all creation. He was not created. He has always existed, perfectly equal with God, and he was made man 2,000 years ago. And being made man, he fulfilled the law, meaning that he lived his life perfectly, and he never once sinned. All of his life was perfect. He was the only man who would not die. But he chose to lay down his life, taking on the wrath of God. He was crucified by men, but he was punished and killed by God, laying down his own life, saying that I am the only one who can lay down my life, and I'm the only one who can take it back up again. He thus was raised again 3 days later after being crucified, because he was the fulfillment and he was the perfect man. When he was resurrected, he proved that he was the one who would come to save men from their sin. And then he said that if anybody who comes to me, anybody who believes in me by faith will be saved. And so our solution to our sin is that we put our faith and trust, faith being that we trust all that Jesus said and believe on him for salvation. And he says that he will give you eternal life. Meaning that God now, if you believe in faith, sees you as justified, meaning that you did everything right. He sees every work that Jesus did, and he gives it to the believer. And then we can stand in the presence of God. That was 2 minutes?
Oh, that had to be 2 minutes.
How long was it? Did anybody time it? It was like 2:30. No way. I'm always long-winded. Yeah, there was an interruption. No.
Without the interruption, that's still only like 2 minutes. That was good.
It was good. It was long.
The minute is just being like, don't get overwhelmed. We don't want a sermon. I just want to know what you think.
Yeah, yeah.
When you say gospel, what do you think?
Yeah. Retry? Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
Try it. We need to time it. No.
No.
It needs to be tried.
We'll leave it. I'm a preacher. What do you expect? Kodiak is roughly, so there's a Coast Guard base there that's like 4,000 people, and then the town is 6,000. So it's about 10,000 people on the entire island.
That is a small town, but I mean, it's still pretty sizable.
Yeah.
Very big bears there.
Yeah, there's some bears there.
Taking like guns from the bears.
Of course.
A Kodiak brown bear.
I'm not from Alaska.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the issues with modern missions?
We'll get into that a lot. So the kind of to give you a summary of this book is there's and to start we'll go through the history of missions because where we find ourselves culturally and in a church, missions is practiced way differently than it has been in the past. And when I say differently, I'm not saying necessarily bad. I'm just saying that missions always kind of works alongside the culture of the day. And so where we see ourselves because primarily of the ease of travel, missions just looks a lot different. So we'll look at some of the benefits of that and also some of the negatives. This book is written to hold those things in balance where there's a lot of